What's up, listening audience and Macadine family? Hoping all is well with you. And I want to go into what has been deemed and termed the Will Smith syndrome. And for starters, what is a syndrome? You know, the definition of syndrome is a group of signs and symptoms that occur together and characterize a particular abnormality. That's what a syndrome is. And the difference between a syndrome and a disease is that a disease usually has just one symptom or sign. However, you have diseases and syndromes like Fragoli's syndrome and Munchausen's syndrome and what's the other one? Lou Gehrig's disease. And we all know about these diseases because they're named after popular, famous people. So, this in fact qualifies Will Smith to actually have an actual disorder or syndrome named after him because he, over the last 25 years or so, has exhibited characteristics and signs and symptoms of a simp that can actually be packaged and could be diagnosed on other people, you know, and given the name the Will Smith syndrome because of all the things, the step-by-step processes that the whole world has seen this brother go through and is still going through right now. When we had formulated the thumbnail that you see, it was before Will Smith went into rehab. But the thing about going into rehab is, if you're not going into rehab to get help or a cure for the true ailment that you're suffering, then it's going to be all for naught. If you're going in there just saying that you're stressed out from working hard, as opposed to you saying that you're in there because you're married to a Jezebel bitch who has castrated you, actually emasculated you for the last nearly 30 years of your life, then that is a wasted trip. If you are going into the rehab because you're trying to escape litigation, you're not going to be helped, bro. Like Shakespeare said, you must first be true to yourself. Now, what are some of the symptoms and characterized ailments that someone with Will Smith syndrome goes through? Number one, most of those who have Will Smith syndrome suffer from, like Will, the Oedipus complex, which is hate for your father, or the desire to kill your father, as Will admitted that he had for his father for beating his moms when he was a little boy. Another characteristic of Will Smith syndrome: you're with a woman, wife, girlfriend, or whatever title y'all use, and she has no genuine love or respect for you, as in your case, as in Will's case. And you have no real friends, no real brothers who really give a damn about you to the degree of pulling your coat and telling you, brother, you're on the wrong path. And if you think that Denzel and Medea are good advisors for Will, you're greatly mistaken. Because Denzel, like I said before, he's not Malcolm X, nor does he stand on any of the principles. 90% of the principles that Malcolm stood for. He even said that do everything that your woman tells you, that your wife tells you, make her happy, and the marriage will be a success. Whatever it is she wants you or tells you to do, just do it. That's no example of a man. No example of an advisor or mentor. So you're looking at someone that's technically a devil, him and Medea. So what do they tell you in the so-called good book? You're supposed to cast out devils. You don't have counsel with devils. So they were all the three blind mice assembled at the awards talking to each other when the devil was already at work, had already did his job. So back to what I'm saying about these symptoms and of Will Smith syndrome. Children don't respect you. Actually, your children are in the image of Jada. The boy, a homosexual, in the image of his mother. Out there talking about he's in love with Tyler, the Creator, a blatant, outright homo, freak of nature. Admitted that she's in love with August and did all kinds of stuff with August. And August, by the way, means great, grand, awesome. And when she said his name, it was with such adoration. Such a despicable, disrespectful Jezebel. So, ruins your children. Willow even wrote a letter to the deceased Tupac Shakur, asking him to come back and make her mother happy. What disrespect. And here she is, she calls herself gender fluid. So Will Smith syndrome is a very serious disorder. Nothing to play with. And I'm really, I don't like to say believe, but I'm in the mind that it is actually going to be an actual clinical disorder that's going to be on the books. The Will Smith syndrome. When you're married to a Jezebel who undermines everything you do, who's jealous of your career, who fucks on you, who despises you, and who makes all of that known to the world, whom you never able to please on any level, psychologically, sexually, financially. He gave her a party for her 40th birthday that took 3 years to accomplish. And she trashed it and said it was all about his ego. And she said that in front of Willow and the mother-in-law with her Lucky Charms looking ass. And they just had no respect for the brother. So could he be resurrected from all of this? It would take a miracle, because Scientology didn't work. And all these other, I guess, retreats and books and gurus and stuff whose feet they sat at and lies that they drank. This book right here will help you out, Will. This will give you what you're looking for, brother. This is what you need. And all you other simps. And I'm not surprised at T.I., but at the same time, he's under that same type of spell, running up on the stage. While a woman was saying something that he didn't like. See, that's all the estrogen that's in the foods. That's turning men into females. It's all in the foods, man. You gotta change your diet. Gotta change your diet. Mental and physical. Here's the start. This is how you overcome the Will Smith syndrome. And you also gotta remember that Will and Chris Rock's relationship go all the way back to the days when he was on Fresh Prince and Chris Rock dressed in drag and they went out on a date. So whenever two men do something like that, subconsciously there's a disrespect that is never removed. Just on a subconscious level. Because no man is supposed to dress like a woman. It's against the laws of nature. And it destroys a man from within. That's why I have no respect for Tyler Perry or that Medea punk ass, gay ass empire. While he's down there in Atlanta with a homosexual brothel at his studio in the name of helping transgender and homosexual homeless people. Right. All that shit is about to crumble in 2022. More later, and I hope you got something out of this brief talk on the Will Smith syndrome. Peace.